Hey there, we're going to go over some stuff for EC. In this video, we're going to do macros, bars, um, some settings. Refer to the other videos for targeting and target windows and the pin target. I believe I go over the mobiles bar in the other one as well. But really quickly, just to show you the bars. By the way, this is Pinco's UI. This is not the default UI. If you need to know how to install Pinco's, there's an entire wiki on how to install and configure and customize it. And I'm gonna give the quick rundown for PvPers, basically. So first off, for health bars, you can use the ones that pop up here that populate. Let me find something outside my house here. Oh, they're not even configured to pop up because I have it only to enemies. Anyway, these bars will populate. This friends versus foes will basically split the list down. So green will show up on this side and OJs will show up on this side. You can sort them if you want. I like unsorted because if you sort them by distance or by health, then they're going to constantly shift around. So by leaving them unsorted, it prevents them from moving around so much. Anyway, the filters are down here for what you want to filter for. This custom filter is for something specific, like chick. Oops. Is that gonna get it? Maybe not. I think I need to turn off. I think I have it set to no players only. Why is this not working? There it goes. I guess you have to start with the start at the string at chicken. So now you see, if I wonder if I, yeah. So now the chickens are gone. So this filter works, but you have to also have its subcategory selected. See how I have a chicken up? They're not there, but if I do neutral animals, then they show up. All right, so that's quickly, that goes over the mobiles filter. Um, Everything else down here is self-explanatory. Let me set it back to the way I want it. Enemy, friend, and split them. Ah, there we go. Okay, pin targets. Yeah, like I said, I went over pin targets in the other video. I'm not going to do that. Just went over mobiles filters in depth. And now we're going to move on. So bars, you don't have to put your spells on your bars. So I only have, as far as my bars showing, this is what I have showing and why I have it showing. Down here, I have my potions, my trap box, The trap box is there because it switches out frequently. Like when I lose this, I gotta put another trap box in there. So, but the reason the other ones are in there is because I could see how much of the item I have left and cooldowns if I use an ability. Let's see, supernova. Oh, that was my last potion. Damn. Okay. Uh, None of these other ones have timers. These abilities up here do have timers, though, so that's another reason I have them on bars, is because there's a cooldown for it. And I can see when evasion's toggled, when it's up, when it's down. Um, those are the reasons to put stuff on bars. You don't need to put spells on bars because you just open your spell book and set the key binding right here. So it's just for the sake of this, set it to control 7. So I set that button. If I right click it again, now I can also set automatically a target to it. And there's a lot of options here, which makes this really powerful for mages, really. So you can have control 7 automatically cast clumsy on yourself. Let's use heal instead. If I hit control 7, that's a mini heal on myself. If I have it set to cursor, what that does, again, this is myself, my health bar, and that's my current target. So if I have mini heal set to current, it's going to automatically drop that mini heal right on my current target when I hit control 7. If you do cursor, it's just no matter what, if you have a target, if you have someone targeted or not, it's going to give you a cursor for it, and it's going to let you hold the spell. So that's a way to do it, uh, like the old clients, like classic client. If you want to play like classic client, you want to play a mage like classic client, use cursor for your target, and you shouldn't have any issues. But I highly suggest you set hotkeys to, you know, I have a self and I have a current mini heal, so I never need to worry about dropping a spell or its time. It's going to drop the spell unless it gets interrupted, and it's going to drop it as fast as possible. So that's why self and current are so powerful. Mouse over, I don't really use, but you can. If you actually like running around and mousing over people, that's you, and that's for you right there. Uh, okay, so that's for spells. Do the same thing for your abilities, right? Your masteries, your weapon abilities. Do the same thing. Set your buttons. Actually, sorry, for for special abilities. Right. So here's where you also here's actually where I should have started everyone. When you want to go to first is right here. Input. Before you do anything, like set your window size, move your bars, like move the uh, default bars. Don't create any bars yet. Don't create any bars. Don't do anything. Just move everything to where you want it. If you want to set it up like mine, I find this comfortable. Whatever, just however you set it up is fine. But start here. Go to input settings and then go through every setting down here, because most likely, like mount, dismount, Z. I'm not gonna. I'll get to mounts in a little bit. Yeah. So if I hit Z, I'll dismount, and if I hit Z again, it'll mount, and we'll go over the mounting system later. Anyway, uh, primary tack, secondary tack. That's where the special abilities are set. So go through all these. If you don't want to set them, like you don't have to set them. Like previous object target, those I have in some macros. I'll go over the macros, but at least you go through these to know that the settings exist. Like it's really important. Okay, it's quick loop button. Right click on an item, and it automatically throws it into your backpack. So there's a lot of stuff in here. Control clicking on someone pins their health bar. Like go through the settings. It's definitely worth it. All right. We went over the spells, like I said, every spell book, your mastery, and okay. We'll move on. So I have the weapon abilities down here because you can see when they're toggled. Like I said, you use these with the cooldown and everything. Um, that's why I have hot bars there. You try to avoid health bars for just like random buttons or like if you need if you're a person that needs if you're a person that clicks on your spells, then by all means go happy with hot bars. But the rule of thumb is if you don't need to see it, don't put it on a hot bar because it every hot bar degrades the performance by a very little bit. And I know that's like it's like not a big deal for some people, but it is when you're, fighting with 30 people on screen and you're trying to squeeze out every frame you can. All right, let's talk about macros. This is a fun area because there's a lot of customization you can do here. Um, okay, let's start with disarm. I don't just do like toggle disarm. Why? Why when you can equip the weapon, set a 0.2 second delay, and toggle the ability. So it shows nerve strike here because I'm holding up a kudo. But once I change it to the weapon, 1 second here. There, I just hit the macro. It switched my blade and it toggled the ability, and I can see it's toggled, which is important. So that all happened with one button really quickly. Um, and then macro looks like this. So this actions thing here, it's only showing like so much. You can click to see different groups. Like that's how many groups there are, or you can try searching for things. Um, this doesn't work like a search engine. You need to know the exact name of what you're looking for. So you can try to guess at some things like equip. So equip items. Like you can store stuff too. Store pets, store objects, and they stay out that way for this character until you change it, or until you lose the item. Um, anyway, yeah. So equip, drag that over to your macro, edit the slot, drag your dagger into it, and it'll show another empty box here for when you if you want to put two items in there, but you only need one, so just right click the window, that's set. Add a delay because Um, you can't equip an item and toggle an ability at the same time. It's too fast for the server. You have to wait, add your delay, set it to 0.2, right? And then for the special ability, you don't, you can just drag it over, right? And that's it. Clears. Save it, set it to a button, sign hotkey, and that's it. That basically handles all your weapons, right? All your weapons, all your abilities. That's all done. Um, for evasion and things like that, that you have cooldowns up here for, drag it to your bar, right click it. Uh, once it's unlocked, a locked bar, to edit a locked bar, you can hold shift and right click. Unlock hotbar. Then you can set a button by right clicking. Sign hotkey. I'll go over. Yeah, sure. I'll go over this now. Slot conditionals. I mean, I'm gonna keep this simple this time, and I'll do another video with advanced stuff next time. I'll go over that next time. Anyway, set your keys, lock your hotbars. I have my buffs. So the green thing here shows your buffs. The red thing here shows your debuffs. You can scale that, and you can set its opacity with buttons. I like to have this second bar here for buttons I throw in and out. The default bar that comes with Pincos, don't delete it. You're going to need it. Always keep that bar. So I just clicked on actions and circle of transparency, drag it to a bar. It remembers. It takes the hot bar. Excuse me. It takes the hotkey you set for the action, and it moves it with the button, which is kind of weird. So when you set like two, you see how this is set to two down here. If I move this, there goes the two. Then moves the two with it. By the way, I'm moving that on a locked hotbar by shift and dragging left click, drag. Anyway, circle of transparency. Turn it on. Not sure what the hell I can use it on. Well, scaling works. Okay, well, that doesn't work. Anyway. Alright, we went over buttons. Set your suits, try like I have my suits here. Go to action. Equip. Right? Drag it out here. Dear God, what did I do? Add equipped. There's my whole suit. Right click it. Now I got that on a button. You can set that to a key. Why do I have that there? I don't know. I just like my suit buttons. I like to know how many suits or how many options I have there. That button floating around is really annoying. Okay, well, I'm gonna ignore the floating button, and yeah, let's go over mounts. Okay. Um, for Pinkos, there's a whole mount system. It remembers what's in your stable. It sees what's in your pack, right? It's pretty crazy. So if I get off my horse right now by hitting Z, it knew the name of the horse still because it's been there already. It sees the options I have, right? If I hit Z, oh no, what's it summoning? It's summoning. Dude, that's crazy. What if I hit Z and I was close to my horse? That is nutty. So it used the Ethy because I was too far away. But if I'm close and I hit Z, it'll get on my horse. Wow, that's amazing. Anyway, I guess that's an option to turn that off. This will call it. I guess if you do call mount, it doesn't use Ethy. Yep. Anyway, there is a VVV mount macro that I posted in screenshots to go over that. Agents. Agents is you can use it for restocking. This is what I do. I die, I come back, I go to the chest with all my stuff. And then you can hit. Oh, don't hit loot all. Where is the button? Organizer agent. Target the drop back. What? That wasn't set. Unset container to restock. Oh, here it is. That's the button. Restock agent. So it's going to check my inventory against what I set in here, and it's going to match it. So I only have 3 apples. It's going to grab 7. There you go. The trap box, there's a trap box macro, or not a macro, an action. Toggle trap box. So once you have it, the direction set correctly in your inventory, which mine is, you can click this button and target the chest and see how I'm hitting the macro. Nothing's opening on my screen. It's automatically closing the container before it even opens. Like it's stopping it from opening. So that's what that button does. Unset. Let's see. Once it's open, and I want to set it. There you go. You just click on it. Anyways, what else to go over? Macros. What other? So, again, I don't know why I have this in here and not just set in the spell book. Um, Probably because I'm just so used to making macros. Uh, Dismount, not really needed. I think I use Z. I was using Z in PvP and it may have bugged out once or twice, so I set my own dismount and mount macros. If you notice any problems with Z not working, then I would suggest doing that. Target set. Okay. Priority. I have a targeting priority system, and you can do that with EC. And how it works is, all right, where's my attack? Let's see here. Attack current. So if I hit 1, it will attack my current target. So that's what I have 1 set to. No matter, and current target right now I have set. There's no current target available, so let's go find a chicken. I have. I'll go over that in a second. So right now I have it targeted, and I'm gonna hit 1. It flagged it, and it's dead. Okay, so I know this seems like why am I going over this? It'll make sense in a second. Tab and Shift Tab. So I have the 1 up there so that because I'm a melee dexer and I don't cast spells, you have to attack your target. So 1 is my attack, and tab is next OJ, and then when I have next focus. So if I can cycle through any OJ with tab, but then I have shift tab, and what that does, that has 3 different. It's a priority system, right? So first, and this goes over in another video, is my it says pinned health bar, but that's not true. Last pinned health bar. Target focus. Right. That's the last. Okay. Okay. Yes, it does make sense. The higher the number is the higher priority because that's what you're left with. Think of this. Think of this macro as cycling through all these targets, but it ends up with the last one. Well, if the last one doesn't exist, then it takes the one before that. So I have this set to a priority system. If there is a person in my pinned health bar area, it'll take the last one, and that's who will come up as shift tab. If I have a target set and stored, I have another button to store someone in object 5. Say it's a mage, right? And I don't want this mage casting spells. So anytime I see him, I want him to be my target. So that's going to take priority over the health bar guy, over the pinned health bar guy. And then this target focus is the party shared target, which becomes number 1 focus target. So if there is no party focus, it'll take my stored target. If there is no stored target, it'll take a pinned health bar target. And all that is combined into 1 button, which is Shift Tab. So I basically have 3 buttons to attack anyone I want with a priority system. That's the power of like EC macros. You can export these. In the settings, import export settings. There's export. You gotta export each one of them, and then it puts it into a list over here and it shows you who the owner is. And then you can go to another character and import that specific macro. So you can share that same macro across all your characters. Speaking of settings, once you have your windows, your bars, and everything set up how you like it, set all Windows positions in the list as default. Um, Back up the current window positions. So I would do save the positions of all currently open windows. Do this to make sure the window list below contains the positions. Save windows, back up, and set all the windows in the list as default. So what the hell was that? Um, um, so I'll also export your settings. So basically, when you create another character and you load in, pay attention to the pop-ups. It'll ask if you want to import your default settings. You click yes, and you get all your settings across all the characters. Now, I experienced a bug where the bars come up sideways, they come up horizontal instead of vertical. And the same thing with the buff bar. So you just need to tweak the bars and the bars a little bit. But the window settings are all there. They're all where they should be. All right. I think I went over the basics for PvP. Like with Pinkos, there's so much more. There's really so much more to go over, and it's kind of endless. Um, for example, treasure hunting in Pinkos, you click the map and it sets a waypoint in your map here, and you just go to it and dig. Like it's brainless. Um, Taming, there's lots of taming stuff in here. There's lots of stuff I'm not going to go over in this. I'm just going over the basics. I went over bars. What else? Bars, abilities, spells, macros, settings. We went over. Let's look at more settings. I'll try to explain. Oh, health bars. Okay, you can have overhead health bars. You can do that if you want. What that's going to do is going to take your health bar away and everyone else's from the mobiles bar. There is no more mobiles bar, basically. So you can play this way if you want to. Uh, let's see here. I have to show chickens again. No, I just screwed the bars. Oh, 1 second here. There they go. All right. So you can do overhead health bars, and you can even use the assign target to hover over a target. But that's going to make your mobiles disappear, and you can't use both. As soon as I want to look at mobiles, then it's going to stop doing overhead bars. You see how they disappeared when I ran off screen? Um, and actually, it's quite. Is it buggy or is it just me? Yeah, it's. No, it's the timer. Update timer. 1 second. Poll rate. Update rate. Anyway, overhead bars, like I said, one or the other. So we got to turn that off. If I don't play with overhead bars, but if you want to, you could. That took a while to pop up. So let's look at that. think I bugged it with. Oh, no. That works. Yep. No, no. I think I need to reset. So, like I said, you can't do overhead bars and mobiles at the same time. 1 second. Okay, that looks better. No, it still looks delayed. Why is this button up here? All right, overhead health bars. So I don't use them, uh, but there they are. Update delay is the delay on the bars updating the health of people there, I believe. Um, let's see. You can have health bar buttons if you want. It looks too much like a clutter to me. Um, I think that's all we're gonna go over this time. We did go over a lot. Graphics, you can, you know, I don't really see a point in going over 60 FPS in this game, but if you'd like to, you have the option to. I hope I've answered a lot of people's questions. Let's just look through some options here really quick, just in case anyone auto ignore corpses. So if you have, yes, that's awesome. Okay, so you're killing stuff and you're looting, and you need to loot a corpse, and you hit shift control. Oh shit, there's like too many corpses, right? Well, this will track which corpse you've last opened, and next time you hit control shift, it won't pop up in a list for you. Um, so that way it makes it easier for you to loot a bunch of corpses. It basically marks them for you, and it doesn't pop up anymore in control shift. But there is, if you open a corpse and say you accidentally close it, there's a way to get it back. All you got to do, clear ignored item list. That'll clear the corpses for you. Clear ignore mobile list. Interesting. Yeah, so there is an ignore item list, and corpses go under that. Auto ignore corpses enables that functionality. Rare packet. There's lots of stuff in here for tamers. Really, if you're playing a tamer and you're not playing EC, I feel bad for you. Auto ensure artifact drops. Auto unequip broken items. Auto store provocation victim. Okay, yeah, there's a whole system for setting a provo victim in here. I'm not going over that, but again, there's a whole wiki that goes over this. I'm just breaking down some of the important stuff. Low HP screen glow. I found that to be lagging, so I turned it off. These are a lot of notices that pop up on screen. Allow trades, close veteran gump, auto accept self honoring, dig at your location, like enable pinpoint. Like this whole system, like it's just a couple options, but it's so powerful. Reduce spell range. When active, spell checks the target protect. Reduced by 1 tile. So, uh, oh, spells. Okay. You can have spells automatically drop on your current target. So, here's one thing people with EC complained that watch. I have a target, right? I run off screen. My target disappears. Oh no. In EC, when you run back on screen, it doesn't target it for you again. But Pinko's does, and that's huge. It will keep your last target, right? So run off screen, run back on screen. There it is again. So if I have a spell I cast, right? Say I cast a spell like this and he runs out of range, it'll hold the spell until that person is within range again. And then it'll automatically drop the spell. But I found that when you're chasing after someone and you're both running in the same direction, that exact spell tile range isn't um, estimated correctly. So Pinko added an option to add or reduce the range by 1 tile so that it would address that issue. Field spells, targets on mobiles. Yeah, I mean, this stuff explains itself, guys. I'm not going to go over these anymore. Okay, you can go over these all you want. Chat filters. No, no, no. The handlebar. This one. Switch object handle. That's your control shift, right? So I can set that to different things. Whoop. No, that was user settings. Where is these? It's got to be in there. There it is. So it wasn't highlighted there because it knew the button was already out there, which is right here. So you can set your control shift to filter things out. You can even do custom names. Where is it? Set filter. So if I was looking for rubble, right? Rubble and an eye dock that way. Well, they drop in barrels down. You get the point, though. You can switch it out with that. Let's see here. We went over the mounts. I think that's it. We are done for now. I will follow up next time with Q&A, really. If anyone has questions and I didn't go over something, let me know and I'll make a video for it. Thank you.